Good afternoon, it's Dr. Renee, and today we are getting really, really personal. Please, anyone, males, you can go on and leave the room. This isn't the talk for you, unless you're a single dad with a daughter and you need to help her out. Then you can probably stay. Any of my potential suitors could leave the room because this is way too much information. You don't need to know all the behind the scenes of my life until you're my husband. But so we are going to be talking about periods today. Period, point blank. Let me share this 1 second with my audience, and then we can be on our way. Okay, so today we are talking about periods, and I will tell you my story, and then if anyone has any questions, because I know a lot of ladies have questions about what we're going to talk about, please ask them, and Brianna will get them to me if I don't see them myself. So when I turned 12 is when I had my first period, and of course my mother, being the medical professional that she was, and really still is, always will be, but she prepared us well. We had this box that came from somewhere that had all different samples of sanitary napkins, as she told me the proper name to call them, pads and tampons and all this information to read and stuff. But my mother was real big on not using tampons. She said no, so we used pads. And at 12, I noticed blood. I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. And my mother had told us where everything was, so I knew where it was, and that was that, right? So fast forward to adulthood, a handful of times I've used tampons. I really still am not very big on them, but I know, like, now that I'm really grown, I know my cycle, and I know I'm heavy, and I've ruined a million of pairs of panties, millions of clothes, furniture. Just has never been a pretty situation. So maybe four years ago, so this is 2019, so maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I saw a bunch of my blogger friends trying out these period panties. And I had heard of the cup because I actually went to a conference that had the cup, and I knew that wasn't for me either. In case you're not familiar with the menstrual cup, it is a cup of, I'm not sure what material, I think they come in different materials, but you stick it inside of you to collect, and then you dump it, and you sanitize it. Most people sanitize them in hot water on the stove. Just that alone was not appealing to me. So I wasn't going to do the cup, but I heard about these period panties, and I'm very optimistic on most things, but I'm a skeptic on weird stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, right, that's a joke, not for real. Well, I saw all these bloggers doing it, so I was like, well, maybe they'll send me some so I could try it, because the price tag to me was a little pricey, and I was like, So couldn't get them to send me any, so I said, forget it. Well, Black Friday that year, they had a sale. And I was like, you know what? This is my opportunity, because they were really cheap. I want to say it might have been 50% off or something like that. I bought one pair. I said, we're going to see how this goes. That one pair, I tried it out, and I loved it. And I remember I actually had to come to Black Doctor that day for something. And I completely forgot I had them on. Now, anyone who knows me knows that if I'm not wearing these lovely running tights, then I'm in a dress. I don't usually wear pants. I usually wear dresses. So that day I was at Black Doctor, I had on a dress, and it must have been summertime, because I don't recall, I didn't have tights on. So I didn't have tights on and completely, literally forgot I had them on until I went to the bathroom and was like, oh yeah. And for the fact that I forgot I had them on was a good thing, because that meant I wasn't constantly checking to see if, oh my God, am I leaking? So I forgot. So I wasn't leaking. And I had and literally all I had on was a dress and these panties. So there was nothing on my dress, nothing in the seat. It was amazing. And I was like, oh my God, they really work. So that's when I was sold. So after that, of course, I said, well, I have to buy more than one pair, because I am a heavy bleeder. I need to change them midday. So I had 2 pair, and I probably did the 2 pair thing for maybe a year or so. And then I added another pair, and now I do 3 pair a day. So like I said, I am a heavy bleeder, and they worked for me. I do know one of my blogger friends tried them, and it didn't work for her. I now know, because you have to get a rhythm with it. Once you've figured it out, you can kind of know when you need to change and when it's too much. So I've had instances where I was not at home and I needed to change, and I was like, oh shoot, but nothing I could do but hurry up and get home to change them. But they're wonderful, and I've saved so much money when it comes to packing, because I travel a lot. Packing is amazing because I don't have to worry about pads. And then even if something happens when I'm out wherever I'm at, I don't have to worry about going to buy them, because literally they are panties. So you just pack them like you would your other underwear. Now, so when they first came out, and I'll show you, the first pair they had were high waist, and I love them. They're not ugly either, so that helps. But I like them. I love them a lot. They're very comfortable. But now they've come out with all these different pairs that are even more amazing. So they've changed. They've not changed, but they have an option that's a cotton option. They have some that have a lace top. They have sports ones that are like biker shorts kind of. So then you really don't even have to wear. You don't have to wear spandex or something on top of them if you work out. You could just work out in those. They have, I don't think it's quite called a thong, but something similar to that. And then now they even have sizes for tweens. So that's why I was saying, if you're a single dad with a daughter, they have sizes for tweens. So people like me, when I turned 12, I got my period, they have sizes for that body size too. So now they're servicing not just women, but now young girls as well. And most recently, they've come out with, and I'm really unfamiliar with it, so we won't really talk about it, but they have an applicator, so you can put in tampons. It's a reusable applicator, unlike most of the applicators if you purchase tampons. So that's the latest thing. But Thinx underwear came out in 2013, and here is the first one. This is the high waist. So they're not ugly, see? These are cute, aren't they? Mm-hmm. I think they're cute. So I liked them. I was like, oh, they're cute. And then because they're high waist, you know, if you have a little stomach, they do they're not Spanx by any stretch of the imagination, but they do kind of hold you in a little bit. And they feel really kind of seamless to me. So, you know, if you're one of those people like I am, no VPL, no visible panty lines, I like that they're pretty much seamless. No one ever knows that I have them on. I remember the first time I went back home to my mom and was telling her about them, and she just, when I had told her about them, she just didn't get it. Well, then I showed up and I told her I had them on. She goes, wait a minute, you have nothing on? But I said nothing. So I will tell you, some people do choose to still wear a tampon or still wear a pad with their Thinx. Their Thinx are kind of a backup, but you don't have to. You literally can go free. Now, the wonderful benefits of it, anybody knows I work with the Twin Doctors. The Twin Doctors were on Windy City Live in January, and they spoke about free bleeding and how great it is for you. In recent years, people are now realizing what has been forever, that a lot of pads and tampons have a lot of chemicals in them that you're putting into your body because of where they sit. So, free bleeding is great because you don't have to worry about that. Nothing at all. You just have an underwear. So that's the great thing about free bleeding. The other wonderful thing is the environment, as we all know, especially when the temperature goes from 60 degrees in January to 50 below. You know that the environment is really taking a hit. Well, the wonderful thing about Thinx is that you are saving the environment by not, if you're doing free bleeding like I am, I don't use anything but my panties. And I hand wash them during my cycle, and then I throw them all in the washing machine at the end of the cycle, and they're ready for the next cycle. And that's just, they air dry to protect them. But they're so comfortable. I am one person who has a lot of allergies: skin, food, environmental. I didn't have any allergic reactions to them, so the whatever it is, that the science that is involved in the absorption did not bother me. So whereas I actually have had a reaction to some pads before, where my skin was terribly broken out and raw. So yeah, that's another benefit. And then the best benefit, especially if you know me, is the money. I have saved a fortune. a fortune. Those 3 pair paid for themselves quickly. Like I said, I was a heavy bleeder, so I had to buy a lot of pads. I went through pads like water. But with these, oh, it's just so wonderful that I've saved so much money. And I never liked that diaper feeling, which is what it felt like because my pads were so thick. I never liked it. Even though I hated it, I still wasn't drawn to try tampons really, so I just sucked it up. I love that I just all the time feel like nothing. And honestly, because I've learned a lot, my cramps are a lot less too because I learned how to pregame. So you take your pills before your cycle starts, and then when your cycle starts, you really don't have bad cramping. So when you combine that with the period panties, I really don't remember half the time that I'm actually bleeding because it doesn't. I'm not feeling pain, and then I'm not sitting on a diaper. So, but yeah, so that's Thinx. These are like, they come in the cutest little packaging too. And they come in different sizes. That's the other thing. So when I started wearing Thinx, I was probably 60 or more pounds heavier. And they made them that fit me too. So that's the other benefit, is that they do have all sizes. I will tell you, they have a boy short. And the boy short is not so friendly to people with butts. But I'm really working with them, like trying to convince them to please just give us a little bit more room. I'll tell you that when I first bought my first pair of boy shorts, I couldn't get them over my thigh, so I gave those away. And then they came out with them again. I mean, I tried them again, and then I had lost weight, and I can pull them up and I can wear them. It's just that I feel like I have plumber's butt, so I usually just wear those to bed because no one needs to see that. But and I think you could see in my clothes that they don't quite cover my butt, so that's why I just wear them to bed.
One of the viewers wants to know if she has fibroids and has a heavier flow. Is this something she can use?
Yes. So if you have a heavy flow, that's what I was saying. I am a heavy bleeder, so yes, you totally can use them. You might need to be like me. I use 3 pair in a day, so I usually wear a pair to bed. I wake up, I change, and then I change again around noonish, 1ish, and then before I go to bed, I put on another pair. So 3 pair in a day. Like I said, I usually hand wash them and air dry them. So the pair that I took off at night is the pair I'm gonna put back on at night, because by then they're dry, and we just rotate like that. But yeah, if you have a light flow, I mean, they literally, if you go to the website, they will tell you the pair of panties based on your flow, which I think is pretty cool too.
How do you get them clean?
So it's just like regular washing. The only thing is, do not put them in the dryer. That's the only thing. So I literally hand wash them in the sink with regular soap during my cycle, and then when my cycle's over, I throw them in the wash with all the rest of my clothes, and they wash just like everything else. Like I said, the only thing is I air dry them. Do not put them in the dryer. That's the only thing. And you can keep a pair and use it over and over and over again for about 2 years if you take care of them correctly.
What about huge clots? How does that play into the period panties?
So I am your sister. I used to have big clots too, and it was because of my asthma medication. Thank you, Jesus, I'm not on it anymore, so I don't have them anymore. But if you have a clot, it's just going to sit in there just like it would sit in your pad. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, and then there's packs. You can get a pack of 3, and they have they'll tell you, this is for, because some people, you start out heavy, but then mid-cycle it goes down, and then by the end, so they have packs that accommodate that as well. My period is usually the same all the way through until it just stops. So that's why I use the high waist. Definitely can handle heavy flows. I can tell you the ones I use. I use the high waist, the lace top, the cotton ones, and the boy shorts. So those are the 4 that for heavy flow I find are perfect.
Is the material breathable?
Yes. So if you see this high waist one, you can see there's actual panels here that are completely, they're holes. I'm sorry. Now they have cotton ones that, they're cotton draws, so it's cotton. So yeah, totally breathable.
Can you show the inner lining?
Yes. So this is the part that's absorbing. You can't really see anything on it, but yeah, that's the part that's absorbing. But yeah, they like I said, the cotton ones now, because this is not cotton. I don't know what this material is. I'm not sure what this is, but the first pair were not this, because this is not what the first pair came out. The first high waist was a different one, different material. It has only improved. And then the cotton ones are completely, instead of them being see-through like this, they're like completely cotton all the way through. They're really comfy.
Can you use them if you have lichen sclerosis?
Okay, you have to tell me what that is.
Okay. She just said I have to be careful what sits on me.
Oh, she might, like I said, with allergies, I didn't have any problem, and I'm allergic to a lot of things touching my skin. For instance, as a baby, I couldn't wear regular diapers. I had to have cloth diapers, so I completely understand that. But this is I've not had any problems with this. I also had problems with some pads irritating my skin as well, but I have had no problems with things.
So going back to the heavy flow, she wants to clarify that she fills up a Super Plus tampon and Super Pad together within an hour. So is that still?
So,
okay?
I'm not sure, because I've never looked at the timing for myself, because I know that I used to tell my mother I'm hemorrhaging, and that's what I meant, because that's how bad it was. So I'm not sure timing wise. I think that it would be worth a try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But like I did, try one pair. And if you, and actually I forgot to tell Brianna to put it in the post, but we'll put it in there. If you go to shethinks.com/Renee, which is what this is, you can get $10 off if you purchase from there, and $10 will save you a lot. And you'll get $10 off of your pair, and definitely let me know. Also, I will tell you the best thing about Thinx. When I started purchasing them, I told you I bought those boy shorts that didn't fit. Their customer service is superb. So if it doesn't work out, I really think that I didn't say this, but I think that they will try to work with you to get what you need. The boy shorts didn't work out for me, they told me to keep them, and they sent me a pair that fit, which I thought was great customer service. Like I said, I gifted those other ones that didn't fit to somebody else.
So a lot of people are saying they look really thin. Are you sure they don't leak into your clothes?
So I am not on my cycle today, so I can't show you now. But I will tell you that I have sat right here in this chair in them in a dress with nothing else on, and no leakage has ever occurred here at Black Doctor. I can tell you I've sat in church, I've sat in meetings, I've traveled on planes. I literally have not had a problem. And it really, I'm telling you, I was a skeptic. I was like, yeah, right. So I tried it. And when I tried it, I made sure I wasn't leaving home for too long, because I needed to make sure. And I was like, wow, they work. And then, heavier times, I was like, oh my goodness, they work. And so you got to try it to believe it. I'm telling you, but they really do work. And I think the greatest thing is that they figured out the technology to make them so thin, because I could not stand wearing those diapers. That's what I felt like the pads were, because they were so thick. I felt like they were diapers, and I love them. That's it. So yeah, the shethinks.com, and you'll see my lovely picture, and you get $10 off. Please go to my Facebook page, Ask Dr. Renee. You can go to my blog, AskDrRenee.info, and let me know your experience, because I want to let them know too, because they're like I said, their customer service is amazing. It's an amazing women's run kind of company. I've actually been to the headquarters in New York City, and it was really an awesome atmosphere. And I think that we didn't really think about these things when I was in 5th grade and we had sex ed. So when we were in 5th grade and had sex ed, and they talked about, sanitary napkins and the sanitary belt and all that, we never thought about what possibly we were exposing our bodies to by wearing these foreign things. And so I think that now that we're becoming aware, we should probably do something about it. And I know there are other products on the line out there now that have all these different they use different things to create the pads and create the tampons so that they are safer for you and the environment. But here's another option. And I'm telling you, once you free bleed, you will be changed for life. It's just amazing. I literally have been on this journey since, I want to say it's been like 5 years now. I think it's been about 5 years. And Thinx came out in 2013, and I'm telling you, every year they keep getting better and better, and they keep getting different, more and more styles to accommodate our different lifestyles. I have not tried the workout one yet, but that will be the next one I try out, because anyone knows me knows I walk 6 to 10 miles a day. And like, I'm probably walking from here, which is why I'm dressed like this too. Plus I wanted to show off my Real Menstruating Human t-shirt. Thank you, Thinx. So I walk a lot, and so I really would appreciate just checking out what these workout ones are about. I will tell you that for me, when I'm wearing like these tights and walking, I usually wear the cotton ones. Those I think are the most comfortable. When I want to be cute and sexy, I wear the lace top ones. And then the high waist ones, those are good for when I'm going out too, if I'm dressing up and putting on tights, or just wearing a dress or a suit or something. Those are good for that too. But that's the way that I kind of differentiate what I'm going to wear with my things. But I think that especially when you have young girls coming up, you should give them all the options. So you should let them know about things, because some girls, just like me, are not going to be comfortable putting in a tampon. Some girls are not going to be comfortable wearing pads, because honestly, as a child, I really did feel like everybody could see the pad in the back of my pants. I really did. And they probably could, because they were so big. But this is just another option to give them. And now that we do have tween sizes, the between, as they call them, sizes, I think you should definitely give them that option. And let's save the environment, and most of all, save money in your pocket. Is there anything else? That's it. Well, thank you so much, everyone. You can follow me at Ask Dr. Renee on all platforms. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and of course my YouTube channel, which I'll probably put this video over there as well. And I'll put it on my blog as well, AskDrRenee.info. And don't forget, SheThinx, THINX.com/Renee, RENEE. That website will get you $10 off as soon when you check out. So, buy away and get you some things. And please, I'm going to respond to the comments that I see on here. And also, if you have anything else, please feel free to send me an inbox on Ask Dr. Renee. And I will also, I'll be reading them and also letting Thinx know what your feedback is. So please let me know what you think. Bye.